we must succeed. Let's make sure that history never forgets the name. Enterprise. Guard out.
Our lives are different to anybody else's. That's the exciting thing. There's nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
Greenville, I am calling battle station. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Oh, hundreds and hundreds, but don't worry. I started a very long time ago.
Calling the War Council of Gallifrey. This is the Doctor.
You might say I've been doing this all my lives.
Good luck.
Stand by.
Ready. Commencing calculations. Soon be there.
Across the boundaries that divide one universe from another.
Got to lock onto his coordinates.
And for my next trick, I didn't know when I was well off. All 12 of them.
No, sir.
Ah! All 13!
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good morning. How is everybody? I hope you're doing well. I am, thank God, doing very well. In fact, I'm doing better than I've done for quite some time. I don't know, maybe even ever. I really don't know. I'm in a very strange place. This is how I want to open up talking about tonight, right? If you're a regular viewer of my channel, you may have noticed, right? There's been some disruption of late. There's something going on in me. Like I was saying I was sick last week. I wasn't physically sick. Well, I was physically sick, but more because I was. How would I describe it? You know, I've had struggles with mental health for quite a while, right? I mean, overtly going back about 5 years, and I never really dealt with it then. And I hit a crisis point last Saturday, as it happens, right? Which the crisis point was specific. There's a lot I can't tell you, right? There's a lot I can't tell you. But I hit a crisis point which might result in a change in my day-to-day life situation, right? Which I really don't want to happen, right? I really don't want to happen, right? That's the no. I first had the crisis, and then I realized the crisis was because of that, and I've been in therapy. And I had a really rough week. Oh my God. But also a very good week, right? It's I'm trying to navigate how to tell you this story. I think I'm going to write a book about it. Because this is an ongoing story, and I don't know how it's going to end, right? And I think that's an interesting place to write a narrative, and it's an interesting narrative, right? Oh no! Actually, you can count on the stream. You won't be about for Zoom, so you can't count the stream. I am doing a Doctor Who day stream, right? Where was I up to? I had this. How would I describe it? Yeah, I reached a crisis point, and I had to get into therapy, but essentially so I could keep my life the way it is and the way I like it. Right, which has not been good, and because of that, I completely reevaluated myself. Right, I completely reevaluated who I was, and I am not the person I thought I was, and it's very shocking. Right, it's if you go for it, haven't I? If you had anything like this, and you go, it's very, very, very shocking. It's like I've been just horribly abusive, right? Horribly abusive to the people. To everyone, really, and mostly the people closest to me and matter most to me, right? I didn't sit down. I've been doing this for years and years and years and years, right? And so firstly, again, I had this utter terror, right, which was driving me, and then this like intense remorse, right? Oh no, missed out something, utter terror, and then I found out something that really changed my worldview quite considerably. Right, which was, again, if you don't know, I had this thing with my synagogue 5 years ago, which was just awful, right? It was just awful. Right? Essentially, the rabbi got out of line, and I was the only one with the balls to call him out, right? And because of that, they just dragged my name through the mud and lied through their teeth. And people still have no clue, right? No freaking clue that they believed absolute nonsense, right? It's so that was a real that's what made my initial breakdown about 5 years ago, right? And I thought because I was over the crisis point there, that was the end of the story. Right, I thought, I've done it. I've been it. Look at me. I'm so clever, right? Well, that was a stupid way of looking at it. It was really the beginning of the story, right? But so it got worse and worse and worse. And the war was, I think, a major factor, like a major factor, right? Because, I felt it. I kind of saw it coming, right? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I do not know, right? I do not know. But yeah, so anyway, because I found that out, it's incredible. I had all this like anger, bitterness, and resentment to everybody. Like everybody, I go to synagogue every day. I look at the people there and go, "You're an asshole. You're a hypocrite, piece of shit." I mean, I wouldn't say it to them. I often, but it was like inside my head, right? And that's the thing. If I write this book, I think it's going to be called Monsters Within and Without, right? Because this monster inside my head that like is still fucking there now, drilling away in there, right? Made me a monster. Literally made me and I had to go back and reevaluate like fundamental life choices I made like 30 years ago. And I saw what I wanted 30 years ago. And I saw what I've done, and it's the opposite, right? It's the absolute inverse opposite, right? Look, thankfully, I've a very good support network of people. I mean, there's one person in particular, oh my God, who was so there for me, right? And like got so much abuse from me. And like when you think about it, you can't believe I did that. And it's not like I wasn't aware. I saw it happening, right? Like I literally saw it happening. One second, I got to share the link to my stream. Hang on. How do I find that? Wait, I go over here. 1 second. Over here, one content. Click there. Click there. Click there. Okay, fine, doing good. Well, now I'm on the wrong thing. There you go, over there. Oh. Yeah, let me just say. It's so hard to type without speaking out. Fine. Where am I up to? So, yeah. Oh, you're there. So yeah, what was that? So yeah, so I had this like real, so finding that thing out. I found out how much somebody had my back, right? And I did because at the time of the events, right? I was in a delusional state because I was really. This was 5 years ago. I was really having a breakdown, and so I wasn't able to hear it or appreciate it. Now I was, and it totally changed everything for me. Right, it totally changed. Like all that anger, business, just got released instantly from my heart. And then the weirdest thing is they caused a vacuum, and that vacuum, and I'm amazed with this, got filled up with love, like just love forever. I'll tell you exactly what it's like. It's good geeky genre reference, right? Blade Runner, right? At the very end, you got Harrison Ford, right? He's holding onto the edge of the building, like Roy Batty is edge with the nail he pushed for his hand, right? And there's a bit I never noticed it, so I listened to what's his name, Harrison Ford's commentary on one of the many releases of it, where he says he spat, in the face of Roy Batty at the very end. Yeah, so we can find that clip. Oh yeah, where do I have Blade Runner? 1 second. Let me just I'll go Blade Runner ending. Do Roy Batty ending. I don't want the monologue. The monologue's great. Roy Batty saves Deckard. Can I find that screen? There's this one. I don't know. Is that the right one? Where you hear that beautiful soliloquy. Oh, this one. I bet you this is it. I bet you. Yeah. Hang on. Here it comes. And again, I never noticed him spitting at Roy Batty at the end. But here, let's grab the scene because this is sci-fi royalty in my opinion, right? It's one of the greatest scenes in science fiction. Here it comes. Oh, come on! I've got my drawings waiting to wake up. Come on, you can do it. Here we go. Doink. So, where's he hanging onto the edge? Oh. No, not quite there. It's a little few. Yeah, where would I have my Blade Runner file? Let's have a look. Let's go over. Let's go for this. I bet it's over there. I go to my movies folder. Sci-fi. Is it there? Blade Runner. Oh, there you go. Oh, excellent. Man, I love Blade Runner. I like Blade Runner 2049 as well. Not many people. It's not as beloved. But where is this bit? Yeah. Okay, this scene right here.
An experience to live in fear, isn't it?
That's what it is to be a slave.
Oh no! It's when he has one hand off. That's when it happens. Bit of a jittery playback. Yeah. See that? He just spat at him, right? And so Harrison Ford took that as like, this guy appreciated that final act of defiance. And then he like, right? Again, one of the great moments in science fiction. Now, why was I talking about that? Right? Oh, yeah. Because again, in the voiceover, which I always really liked, right? I think you like saying the best in the form that you fell in love with it with, right? And there's this scene, so he picks out. So Harrison Ford muses that again in the voiceover, which people generally hate. I love it, right? So in the final moments of his life, like he just appreciated life, and it was filled with the love of life, essentially. Right, and that's really where I was, right? But then on top, so I had that. My heart was kind of like just, it was like was that Captain Strange villain, the moment which was like energy bursting out of him permanently. That's what. But on top of that was this like crushing depression, right? That I've been the person I've been. I was like, again, breathtaking to me. Right, and very, very, very crushing, right? And at the same time, there's this intense fear and anxiety that's going to change my life situation, right? Which is still mine, right? It's still mine. The jury is very much out. It's going to be out for a couple of months, right? Minimally, it could be more, right? Could be more, but. So if you watch my stream on Wednesday, that was really me touching bottom. I was really rough, right? I was really, really rough. But I wanted the stream to try and like focus me, get me through it. But I was in a real tailspin. And then somebody I know from YouTube contacted me, right? And I've said, oh, that's my cat. You can see it. Hello, how you doing there, Whitey? Hello. And it was really, 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 really helpful, right? I like really centered me. So now where I'm holding is some more stuff has happened, and I'm in a really, as long as I say, if I stay in the moment, right, present in the moment, I'm in a really good place. Like I'm in a really genuinely fantastic place, one of the happiest places I've been for a long, last night I slept well, which isn't such a big deal, right? But I slept well. I slept, and I woke up happy, right? I woke up with this happiness within me, right? And I'm on this major. This is a major life change to me, like a major life change. And I'm hoping I'm going to tell you about it much more in detail, but I'm not going to be able to, because again, it involves other people, and I'm really not going to be able to talk about it until this current, the possibility of this life change is resolved one way or another, right? But it's like I'm at real. Even though I really don't want it to happen, part of my recovery, my healing, is a complete acceptance of that thing happening, which I can't tell you, right? But it's really genuinely changed me, right? Like on a fundamental, like I see the person I was just a week ago, right? It literally just a week ago, and I'm like, again, another sci-fi reference. It's like Kiv when they put him into Pera's body, which, oh my god, would I like to be in Pera's body? Was that the alternative? Was that the fake history on Trial of Time Lord? And she looks back at the husk, which was, what's his name, Mike from The Young Ones, whatever is that, I can't remember. And she said, "Oh, that disgusts me," right? And it kind of does. It kind of does. I like, again, I hurt people that I loved deeply, right? And again, by the time I reached I think Thursday last week, right? Especially after talking to this friend, I was in a much better place, right? A much better place to understand what was going on. But again, I got this cunt in my head, this evil cunt, which is voices like things to take me out of tranquility, take me out of the moment I'm in, and put me into stress, right? And I think I don't know what the solution is. I need to get her to a psychiatrist rather than a therapist, right? Because I think I probably do need medication, and I need to look. Honestly, again, I reached this point of clarity several years ago, and I thought that was the end of the story. Right. And now I understand it's the beginning of the story, and it's the story that will go through the rest of your life. Right. What the future holds, I don't know. Right. I really don't know. The present, though, is very, very nice. Right. The present, it was just Sabbath. And, I had my younger son was around with his young wife. And it was just a beautiful time. Right. It was a really beautiful, peaceful time. Right, and also right now I'm in this point where there's some people I do need to apologize to, not close friends. So I've spoken to those close to me, right? But people in my community who, again, I walked around going, "You're a piece of shit." This constant disdain, right, for people. Oh God, it was awful, right? It was really genuinely awful. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, right? I really wouldn't wish it on anybody. It was a living hell, and for living hell for people all around me. So anyway, I'm not the best poker player, right? I'm not the best person to keep my feelings to myself. You might have noticed, right? So I started apologizing to a couple of people, and the worst thing that happens, by the way, if somebody comes up to you and says, "Listen, I'm in therapy. I've come to reevaluate myself, and I think I did this and that. And if I hurt you, I apologize, right? And if I offended you," the worst thing to do is be nice to you at that time. It really was. It really is. The first thing this one guy did was pull out a pen and paper and say, "Oh, what's your Hebrew name and your mother, so you can pray for me." Right, in the traditional Jewish, you say the name of the person you're praying for and their mother's name, right? So I'm Tzvi, my name is Tzvi Ben Chana, right? But him just asking that, and I don't want to burst into tears in the middle of synagogue, right? So if anybody does that to you, don't be nice to them, right? Just be a little bit nice. So that's the journey I've been on, and over the last week, Again, don't know what the future holds, right? The present is very, very good. And again, I got to live in the present. That's really, yeah. Also, something I didn't realize, I became non-functional, right? I just, other people did every basic thing for me, right? So the therapist said, okay, so, you're going to need to contact your family doctor and ask for a mild antidepressant. Right, I'm like, mild, yeah, let's not hedge our bets, baby. Ask for a mild antidepressant, and I'm like, I don't know my doctor's name, or where her practice is, or how to make an appointment. Like, no, what? How? I don't know. And she was like, what? How did you get through? I was looked after, right? I don't want to be looked after anymore. So tonight, my daughter put the health insurance, it's called Maccabee, right? The health insurance app on my phone. I put it on, showed me how to make an appointment, right? And she said, I'll take you there. You'll be fine. I have an appointment at the same time. Again, my kids have been. I talked to my kids about it on Friday, right? And it was a bit of a shock, right? Because I've been very abusive to them too, right? I've been abusive to a lot of people, right? And I look. Here's the thing: if you find yourself in that situation, you gotta understand you can't change the past, right? You cannot change the past, right? And you can't dwell on it, and you can't focus on it because that's your mental illness dragging you down, right? You can't dwell on the past. You can change the future, right? You can change the future, which I'm so excited to do. It's like I'm so happy to. I'm expected to be a grandfather shortly. Last night when I came home from synagogue on Friday, Friday night is a special, like, people services. Even if you don't go to synagogue regularly, a lot of people go on Friday night, right? It's a very communal thing. So I came home, and a friend of mine was there, a friend of our families, who's expecting their second grandchild any second, right? And so we're talking, and it's nice, and right, and because we're expecting ours anytime, right? Anytime. It could be in the next anytime in the next 4 weeks, right? And no, just when Sabbath ended, I got a picture with this relative, this friend holding the baby, like, so that she was going. The baby hadn't been born last night, right? And she didn't know when it was coming. Could be any time. As soon as Sabbath ended, I got a picture on my WhatsApp of her beaming, holding her new grandchild. I didn't even ask if it was a boy or girl. Right? It was just lovely. It was absolutely just lovely. It's lovely going to synagogue now, and when I really hated it for a long time because I hated everybody there. And I just my priorities have massively changed. I couldn't give two shits about politics anymore. Like Donald Trump, yeah, I like him. I couldn't give two shits, right? It's like, whatever it'll be, I don't know. I don't care. Just totally don't care. So, and also, man, again, this shows you how great, God is, right? In my opinion. On Monday, a close friend of our family, is like somebody slightly older than me, about 10, 15 years older than me. I love this guy. He's a really, really nice guy. Says, it's okay, come around. I want to talk to you about something. And just as I was going through all this, right, he came round and said, I've been wanting to talk to you for a few weeks. You're very much still trapped in this thing that happened 5 years ago, right? I want to try. And he was really there to help me and talk about it. Like, and again, I think that's because somebody I abused terribly and loves me a lot prayed for me. Perhaps find people to talk to, and it was incredible, right? It's absolutely incredible, right? So I'm very, very lucky. I got a very, very strong support network. Again, but I don't forget this life change. Will it happen? Will it not? The only way to is most likely it won't happen if I'm able to pull myself together, right? Which I feel that I'm really doing, right? And that's really where I feel that I am doing. Who knows, right? Right? Who knows? But again, live in the present is very, very important. Live in the present and don't live in your head. These are very, very important things to do. Anyway, so that's what was going on with me last week. The reason I couldn't go on Thursday because I had a therapy appointment. and I got another one. They're going to be weekly, right, for the conceivable future, right? So next, but they're floating, so I don't know when they're going to be. Next Thursday, there's another one, right? And then these babies are going to be born. That's the other thing, right? You can't dwell on the past, but you can change the future. And I realize these boys, these kids that are going to be born, they're never. I hope, because I said to several people close to me, I am never, ever, ever, ever going to do this abuse again. Never. Right, and they're going to be born into a world, and they will never know that me, right? And that's wonderful. And right, these are the first of the next generation, right? And that's really a great thing, right? That's something that can really bring you hope and happiness, because you can change the future, right? You can change the future. You can redefine yourself, right? Just don't get caught with the bullshit. That if you have a cunt living in your head, which I happen to have, I don't say I thought I'd beat it years ago, but no, right. I if you have that cunt living in your head, don't listen to it. Is all I can say. Don't listen to it. Listen to it's there to kill you, right? It's a very clever disease, right? I'm just up to the episode in Battlestar Galactica right now, my rewatch, when Starbuck, it's the first season. Starbuck leg is injured because he crashed on the planet, had to escape in a Cylon Raider. Right? If you haven't seen it, oh my God, what's up with you? You got to start watching Battlestar Galactica. Also, Pluribus. When I finish my stream tonight, I'm going to see the new episode of Pluribus. Really enjoying that. Really interesting. The basic idea of that new show is the entire world becomes one Gestalt entity. Apart from like 12 people, right? It's just, and everybody knows everybody else intimately, and everybody knows everything that everybody else knows, and there's extreme happiness and calmness, right? And there's one person who isn't part of the body, right? Who and they said, look, we're going to work out a way of having you join us. We don't know why you're not, and she's like, but I don't want it, right? I want my individuality. And they're like, look, if you saw somebody, in a burning house, you'll pull them out, right? If you saw someone drowning, that's like us, right? That's something I'll be watching. Also, I'm really looking forward to getting into the Blake 7 season 2 Blu-rays, right? So I got a lot of stuff to be watching. But honestly, you know what? Something else I realized today. Basically, all of my life was about escaping reality, right? And listen, the sci-fi stuff was only a little bit. I was not a stranger to the demon weed, let us say, right? And I would do many things to block out reality, right? Because I hated it so much. Now I don't want. Somebody offered me a beer today. I said no, because I'm very much plugged into reality, and it's really given me a lot of joy. Right, a lot of happiness, and I don't want to mute that, right? So that's an idea of how much things have changed and how incredibly quickly, right? That's it. And again, I got to be doing the work to make this change permanent, right? I was thinking today, like with the technology today, you can do incredible things. I think like these my grandchildren when they're born, a year from now, I could easily make them a like a children's book, right? Like a 1-year-old. I guess I have to put different fabrics and things so they can touch it, because they're like Pat the Bunny. You ever seen that book? Something like that. And I thought, I could do that every year for their birthday for all the grandkids, and have it be an older book as they get older, make it into teen adventures when they start hitting teenagehood. Right. And that sort of thing I would love to do. I would really genuinely love to do it. That's the sort of a life I want to live. Right. I'm so glad I'm not angry anymore. Right. I'm so glad I'm not crushingly depressed anymore either. Oh my God. Last week was a nightmare. Let me tell you, last week was a nightmare. But this is a process that I did have to go through. Anyway, man, that's a 30-minute. I thought it'd be 5 minutes. I'll get that way. I like to chat. I do like to chat. Speaking of the chat, let us get to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And second, we've got to the thumbnail up. Doink. Tomorrow night, yes, there is absolutely a stream. I think it's going to be the greatest moment. We'll try to rank the greatest moments in Doctor Who. I'm not sure we can get it all done in one night, but maybe. Let's have a look. Hang on. Doink. What are we? Oh, it's a Game of Thrones night tonight. There you go. A bit of Emilia Clarke. Fancy a snog? I bet she does. Can Game of Thrones ever be unfucked? I don't know. HBO goes hard on Game of Thrones. Let's do. The Tardis lands at Stonehenge. Stonehenge. And nobody knew what they were doing. David Tennant does time. If only. Oh, if only. Anyway. Where are we up to? Archie Collins says the return of Saturday Rabbi. Yeah, actually it is. It's because I was doing there's no stream on Dan's channel tonight. And look, streaming is I like streaming. I feel like I get to communicate and be honest with the world, right? Which is something I don't get so often. And it gives me this nice connection. So I'm not sure how much longer the Dan's stream is going on for, right? The Saturday night one. He's I think it's stopping at around Christmas. I'm not sure. There's something else might happen instead. We've been talking, but I don't know. So yeah, I think pretty much this is the return of Saturday Rabbi, especially with Sabbath being so early, right? I would like to hope so. Anyway, Jonathan Cox is here. And Catherine Thee. How you doing, Catherine Thee? Thank you for joining. Jonathan Cox says, Stingray! Anything happen next half hour? Yes, it could, baby. Yes, it could. Over your lurgy. Oh, thank God for that. Yeah, listen, COVID still sucks, doesn't it? So Connor says, probably one of theirs. I'll get my plug in now for the Wayfarers Project UFO stream. Well, you do that. I think you just did. Please feel free to put the link in. And if I haven't modded you, you have modded. I see the thing. Please don't, but I haven't modded you. Stephen Braddock is here. As someone who's had mental issues since my wife and best friend died, I can imagine. Oh man, I completely understand what you're being concerned with. Much love. Thank you very much. Really, honestly, the moral support I get from people has been fantastic, right? And it's so important, right? It's so important, right? It's it helps in ways that you can't imagine. If you've never been there, it really does help. Great, had to refresh to find out the stream has started. Sorry. There you go. Sorry about that. Dr. Alex is here. Dr. Alex, thank you for joining us. And Dr. Alex is Mountain Madness, 1 month away, starting on Christmas. I am looking forward to that. Right, I recommend everybody go out and buy the book on tape. You have many options. I think you can get the links on his videos. Right, David Milling is here. David Milling, be true to yourself and you will prosper, my friend. You know what, David? I think you're absolutely as with just about everything I've heard you say. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, including that Ben Cook is a cock. I mean, really, this re-edit of the Sea Dogs is such a bad idea. And I love these re-edits, right? I love these re-edits. Where are we up to? It's a video somebody already stole Gods and Monsters. No, it's a monster within, a monster without. It really is. And also, I like the re-edits that tie into the current era. Like, a lot of people hate that. I really hate. Let me see if I can find... I just realized, Cunning Monkey, is it? Monkey Doctor Who. Cunning. I'm looking on YouTube. Because if he has a video of his, not Key to Time, Cunning Monkey Doctor Who, what's the one called again? Invasion of Time. I love the way, here's his channel. I love the way, he's renamed it Matrix Edition, this channel. I love the way that he's able to incorporate modern Who with classic Who. I think very, very seamlessly. Maybe if I do a search for Invasion of Time, we'll go Invasion of Time. He's just finished work on the Time Monster Keeper of Traga. No, sadly not. Invasion of Time. Hey, maybe over here. How long is this video? And second. Because the reason I want to show the Invasion of Time was because he puts it very much in classic era Gallifrey. And for me, I think it makes it work, right? I think it makes it work a lot better. Here we go, share screen. So, like, I am not opposed to these re-edits at all. I think for doing it for Sea Devils is a terrible idea. That story, that script really doesn't have much flab on at all. And again, for me, that stuff, I like that stuff. Season 15. Oh, wait, one second. Let me see if they... Right, the stuff they did with the, adding in cityscapes, that's really good at, and it makes the episodes seem so much bigger, right? Really, really, really helps. Where is it? Over here. Oh, is this Invasion of Time? Yeah. Spit it out.
Amber Alert. Put an Amber Alert on me. On me.
I claim the presidency of the Council of Time Lords.
I believe we have chosen.
Honestly, Tom Baker is just so good as the Doctor. Yeah. So again, I know a lot of people hate this. I think when it's done well, right? When it's done with understanding and talent. So again, Ben Cook can never be accused of. Yeah, look at this. This is lovely.
You don't need... There's a force field between...
Yeah, Rodan was clearly meant to be the next companion. Like, Roman was pretty much identical. But I like the exterior shots of Gallifrey as well. By the way, again, the classic Gallifreyan writing. I'm not the... Yeah, again, look at this. I think this is great. The adding of the orange hue, putting the dome in the background, and it's such a subtle addition. But I mean, for me, it really pulls it all together.
We are safe now.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not opposed to those things at all, right? I just think Ben Cook is a cack-handed moron who gets the job because he probably was sleeping with Rusty Davis. I don't know. That just seems to be most likely. Oh God, man, he's such a loser. That guy. Anyway, Captain Thea's hating on me. Stephen Braddock, give me that emotional. That I very much need. Thank you. Catherine says, Rabbi, you're lucky you have your faith. I miss being so sure of God. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Catherine, right? I'm sorry. I hope there's somebody out there. What faith are you? Are you Christian? Man, I tell you, it was more and more I see it, it was a tragedy that Charlie Kirk was murdered. I mean, obviously it was a tragedy. I think the MAGA has been really, really damaged by his death, right? Has been really damaged. And honestly, he really gave me so much. I found him very, very uplifting, Charlie Kirk. Right. So I don't know what your religious outlook is. If you can find somebody you can like to talk to or listen to it. Yeah. Listen, if you can find that connection with God, right. If you believe it or not, if you can find that connection to God, it does make, and especially Christianity, because it's such a joyful connection, right? I mean, like Judaism is reasonably different, but like the Christian connection to God is very, very, very uplifting, right? If you can really find that, it's such a source of strength in your life. It really is, right? Domomo from Doctor Strange, that's the one. Thank you, right. Who the idea? Back before Russell Davis went super shit, right? His idea for Doctor Who magazine, because they couldn't show the Ninth Doctor until he appeared on the screen. They said it might be like 4 months. So he said maybe you could do him like in mid regeneration, so it's like Dabamu constantly. I'm glad they didn't do that. I'm glad they didn't do it. I was a devout Catholic, 3 babies and 4 years. Wow, my husband left me and I was cast out. Oh, Catherine, my heart bleeds for you. Honestly, Catherine, my heart absolutely bleeds for you. Look, again, it's easy to say, right? It's easy to say. God has a plan for all of us, right? You know what? I would recommend watching the movie Signs, which is really, I think, M. Night Shyamalan's by far best movie, right? Which is essentially Mel Gibson is a former priest, and his family with Joaquin Phoenix, and they've had a lot of hardships. His wife had died, and he'd left being religious, and then there was an alien invasion, right, going on during it. And at the very end, at the denouement, right, when all these terrible things that had happened to him over the years, suddenly they all lined up, right, in perfect synchrony to do something very, very important, right? And it was really beautiful, right? Really absolutely beautiful. And the last scene is just with no dialogue. It's all in the summer, and the last scene is in the winter. You see Mel Gibson putting on his jacket, turn around, and he's got his dog collar on again, right? And he's regained it. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Look, my heart bleeds for you. Yeah, look, community is a tough thing, right? Honestly, if you can find something that will get, if you can find somewhere to go, right, that you that you can recalibrate. Catherine, genuinely, I am going to pray for you, right? I am definitely going to pray for you. Sleep is a blessing, and I haven't been able to get good sleep for a long time, right? For a long time. Yes, Rabbi, even on Dan Saturday's show last week, you seem like you just didn't care. I recognize that, Liam, man. Well, no, I was more in. It's not I didn't care. I was more in shock, right? I was really in shock. It was because I didn't see the thing coming at all, right? And I'm glad I've worked through it as quickly. I'm going as quickly as I have done. Right. You know one thing I'm most glad about? That I don't know how, right? I don't know how that I was open to hearing these things that I've been avoiding hearing for a long time. Right. I do not know how I did, but thank God I heard it. Thank God I heard it. Thank God I got it. Right. If I hadn't, my life would be over right now. It really would. I mean, maybe it would be literally. Right? Thank God I heard it. Oh, man, just thinking about what could have been, right? But again, that's that little cunt in your head. Stephen Brack said, I've learned to love myself and enjoy what I'm doing for myself. That thing, you got to love yourself. And again, I've realized so much of this stuff comes from learned behavior from my, from when I was young, from when I was a kid. And, honestly, weirdly, everything's changed for me. I've talked about my favorite burger place is Wings, right? And they have these most incredible, like in Judaism, you can't mix meat and milk products, so you can't have a cheeseburger or bacon, obviously. And they have the most incredible kosher bacon cheeseburger. It's off the charts good, and they have buffalo wings, and they have a fake blue cheese dressing. It's fantastic, but these sort of flavors are like flavors that hit you in the face with a baseball bat, which is the sort of thing I always really like. I don't really need that. I'm like that. My tastes have changed, right? I am, I'm much more physically able, right? I mean, it's really weird. It's like when I used to clean up, dog poo from my house. I had a dustpan that you with a long handle, and I used to like scoop it up. And then so I wouldn't have to bend down, right? And I can do more, right? And this is in the first few days, right? It's incredible. It really is. My life is so much better than it was a week ago, and going back for years, like decades, right? I saw like decades of patterns of abusive behavior, which I'm so glad to move beyond. Oh my God, I'm so glad to move beyond it. Anyway, yeah, that's basically where I am. Dr. I just finished rewatching Monkey. Oh, awesome. Monkey! Do you have the missing episodes? Right, my box set has a bunch of episodes that was never aired on British TV. Monkey is a great show. Oh, man, I haven't seen that for ages. I love Monkey, right? Yeah, it is. I do like that a lot. What are we up to? Science is a great movie since Stephen Braddock. We agree there. And what we got? You always like being hit in the face by baseball. Well, I kind of do. Although that's the other thing. Like I always, I always need things to be big and bold and there's massive expressions of my personal feelings, right? These huge things. And I realized that was a learned behavior from my father. I learned this abusive behavior I totally got from my parents. Right, again, but don't think this is an excuse. I'm not trying to excuse it at all. Because, you do the actions, it's you, right? It's you. But I see, my parents had a pretty strong marriage. But boy, would they be caustic and could they fight and they could be mean and nasty, and that was me. Right? That was me. I'm so glad that's not me anymore. Right, I'm so glad. Don't ask them all, and I replaced all the titles on season 2 with the season 1 titles. Oh, but only with the Pigsy accent from season 2. What was the season 2? Have you ever look? Now I got to look. Monkey season 2 titles. Monkey season 2 titles. Let's have a look. There's the whole episode. I don't want the whole episode. How long will it take to download? Hang on. That shouldn't take long. Let's see if it comes down. Oh yeah, here we'll be here in a minute. Episode season 2, episode 1. Pigs' 10,000 Ladies, Journey to the West, 1978. Here it comes. We're not going to watch the full episode, but I want to see the titles. I do like the titles of the first season. Yeah. The nature monkey was irrepressible. Monkey! Oh, God, I love that. There we go. Doink.
Primal chaos ruled the worlds before Monkey. Monkey was born of time, of heaven and earth, sun and moon.
Yeah, this is good, but the original one was way better.
Of a stone egg. He was irrepressible.
This is the time. This is shit. What? You're right, Dr. Alex.
The place was like ancient China. And the time might have been 1,000 years ago. They fought and they thought then as now. Holy Tripitaka prayed. One disciple...
What? Why would they use it? This is offending me.
Sandy is a fish spirit. Pigsy, expelled from heaven for greed, is the spirit of a pig. He is changing. Everything changes. There is a horse, once a dragon, now evolving into human form.
Right. I thought having this guy in this was a bit weird.
Monkey, horse, Sandy, Pigsy, and Tripitaka are all upon a journey as long as life.
And that that's not a Chinese guy with that accent, right? Okay, that is legitimately shit. Okay, if you've never seen it, let me find the original opening. It is so much better. Oh my god. Why would they do that? Is this the one? Yeah, this is way better. Doink. So just if you don't know, for the comparison. Here we go. He is better. I can't believe he jumped into here. I can't believe he jumped into that water backwards, and they the original Pigsy does remind me a lot of Mickey Dolenz from the... Not even close, is it? It's not even close. That's bonkers. I'm sorry, it is bonkers that they changed it. You look at that and you go, why are they making Kurtzman Star Trek? Like how? Why? Apparently he's out, by the way. Apparently he's out. Let's have a look at the non-Doctor Who news, and then we'll see what's going down with the world. Yeah, 1 second. We've got just refreshing these things. I got to find a story about Kurtzman leaving Star Trek. Apparently, right? That's the word on the street. Hang on. That one, close that window, close that window. Fine, let's start with cosmic book news. I like a bit of cosmic book news. Share screen. I will share the screen. You know, I like sharing. Mickey Donuts or Dawn French. Oh, don't mention Dawn French. Oh, she annoys me now. Kind of annoyed me to start with. So what's going? James Gunn pivots to Super Family as Deadline questions DCU future. Scoop confirmed. That's interesting. I just don't see how they're bringing back the Snyderverse and ditching the Gunverse. It seems to me they must be doing this thing simultaneously, right? It seems like completely insane. So that's how myself crushes James Gunn Superman in massive critical drinker ball. Well, of course it does. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That there is that element of fan. God bless him. I don't want to say it was wrong or anything, but there is that element of fan that they belligerently hated the James Gunn universe from the very beginning. Like belligerently hated it. And look, okay, I don't think Superman was the greatest movie of all time. I think it was fun, right? I think it reset a universe, and I was excited to see what's going on next. And frankly, Peacekeeper Season 2 was nowhere near as good as Season 1. I can believe, but like, who cares? You know, about these polls, right? The Acolyte star, Amanda Stenberg deletes Instagram, raises question about timing and motive. Who cares, right? Ben Affleck's on Terminus. So F1 Las Vegas joins Snyderverse hype by posting new Ben Affleck moment. I like if they are giving Ben Affleck as Batman, it's got to be a Dark Knight at this point, which is something Zack Snyder always wanted to do, right? And I always liked oh my god, Sydney Sweeney, so hot, right? So incredibly hot. Sydney Gundam movie, eyes Noah Centino. Yeah, who cares? It's got Sydney Sweeney. Who cares? Nothing else really matters. What's going on? Leslie Headland blames the Acolyte cancellation on fans, YouTube's fascist and racist. No, it was shit, Leslie. Okay? Yeah, I mean, honest. Look, speaking of somebody who has had to be very, very painfully honest with themselves of late, all right? You just got to accept it was shit. It was woke, feminist, lesbian shit, right? It wouldn't survive without the name Star Wars on it because it was very weak. Right? It was shit. I'm sorry. It's not like, oh no, there's a black Jedi. No, it was shit is the problem, right? It was shit. Zack Snyder's Twilight was reportedly cancelled at Netflix. I have no idea what that. Zack Snyder fuels Justice League 2 hype with Amber Heard. Man, I want to see Justice League 2. I'm one of the people who really like the flash forward in the end. Here, let's see if we can. Zack Snyder's Justice League future scene, right? Again, people hate it. They filmed this especially for it, right? Yeah, people didn't like Jared Leto's Joker. Look, Jared Leto is like, he's okay, but like, where am I? Sorry, over here. Doing, but I wanted to see more of this, right? I really did.
We need to hurry. We can't be out in the open.
Oh, wait, we got. Doctor says he's never seen the water margin. Oh, that's awesome. The water it's water margin. I preferred monkey, but water margin is awesome.
Much longer. He'll come for us.
The Flash movie I thought was good. Worth watching for Michael Keaton alone, I would say. And I like their Supergirl. I thought I thought it was a good move. Generally, you just creeped out by Ezra Miller, right? Oh man, he was very creepy.
Let him come. Let the bastard come. I'll stab this through his heart for what he did, Arthur.
Just like I did through Johnny Depp's ass. Really? Absolutely. And again, now you know how awful she is. Like you kind of like, ugh.
I want to make him pay.
I understand how you feel, Mira.
You have no idea how I feel.
Yes, I'm the sort of person who takes a shit on Johnny Depp's bed. I know. See, that's what goes through my head when I see her now. Like, really?
But we have to stick to the plan to have any chance to make this right.
Yeah, I love this Deathstroke and everything. It's so cool.
Who have you
ever loved.
Yeah, and again, this is where I think Jared Leto's Joker was good.
Au contraire, my little fish stick. He knows exactly what it's like to lose someone he loves. You know, like a father. Like a mother.
Be very careful with the next thing you say.
Again, I mean, look, the weakest part of the Snyderverse was Martha! Okay, that was bad.
Like an adopted son.
Yeah, well, Flashlight seemed more creepy. Yeah, it makes Jared Leto seem very, very normal here. Matthew Pounder says DC fans are more militant than Marvel was. Apparently so.
Isn't that right? Batman. Maybe, in a way, that smelly old flounder is right. Because how many can die in your arms before you grow numb to death?
Again, I found that genuinely intriguing. I like this a lot. But the DC universe has just been screwed around with. So you got to pick a lane and stick with it, right? So the James Gunn to Super Family's deadline question DC. Let's see what this is. What's Super Family? They also told that James Gunn is out once WB is sold. Sure enough, after our report, Gunn publicly questioned his own DC future. Well, it must be happening, right? In Deadline article about selling Superman 1 for $9.12 million. Blah, I saw that recently. A sale that boosted WB's market value across, making the overall DC brand stronger. The outlet directly touches on James Gunn's changing DC status. There's that Zavlaz have been saying that Gunn has another Super Family script in the works, which is exactly how our insiders described the shift away from the original DCU plan. Just a bad idea. I'm sorry. It's a bad idea. Deadline wrote that, wherever you are, I mean, Ken, I like the Snyderverse. I'm not going to tell you I don't, because I do. Right? The new Superman script, the Batman, that Batman Part 2 is still moving forward. Why? The Part 1 was awful. And Atlantis is headed to HBO Max under Gunn and Safran, right? With Millie Called Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow remains a big screen slate. Yeah, I mean, it's all happening. They also stress that regardless of whoever buys W, Netflix, Comcast, or Paramount, Superman and the broad DC universe remain one of the company's most valuable assets, which are just going to screw up. I'm sorry. Soon to likely be ex-WB CEO Zavlos has said Wonder Boy Gunn has another Super Family script on the go, but Batman 2 is happening. That's about it. Okay, I just read all of this, right? Just read all this. Industry insiders question Gunn's future at DC. It's a fair thing to question it, right? A strong DC that captures audience attention is a winning lottery ticket for anybody in Warner Brothers. I mean, thinking that you're going to go back to the Snyderverse and get Snyderverse, era, box office is insane, right? It's just insane. It's near limited potential if handled right. Switching lanes is wrong, right? Whether it's still going on, it's that simple. Yeah, if you can do it right, but you can't keep jerking people around. Pick a lane. Ryan Johnson finally admits his Star Wars trilogy Jed. Really, Ryan? Really? Who could have seen that coming? Programs could lose Disney $60 million. The Phantom may return. That's a shame because it was a good movie, right? It honestly, it should have been a streaming movie, I think, but I thought it was a solid movie. I liked it a lot. It seemed to be not a huge budget, frankly. What was the budget on it? But is it worth waiting till it comes out on Disney Plus? Yes, it is worth waiting. I wouldn't run to the cinema, and I liked it a lot. Right? Week into crashed at 30-minute. Well, that's obvious it's going to happen. So Badlands must hit a 262.5 million worldwide benchmark to stop losing money. Well, I'm sorry. Then you got to start using AI to do your effects with. That's really where you are. right? You've got to bring the budgets down. There's a new. Let's look at the new Hunger Games trailer. There you go. Because I like the original Hunger Games. Was it the Sunrise on the Reaping? I think it's called. Is this the new one? Yeah, from 2 days ago. So I didn't see the last one with Rachel Zegler, please. Like box office poison, Rachel Zegler. Like why would anybody hire her? Right? The only reason to hire Rachel Zegler if you're doing a real life producers, Mel Brooks producers, where they try and make something that's going to be a massive flop. Like she is box office poison. She really is. What? Why am I getting Doctor Who music on this? Let's try that again. All right, that was really, really very strange. That was here. Let's see if we can try and download it. That was really odd. Was it better with the Doctor Who music? Maybe. Let's have a look. That's better. I'm sorry. Already, I'm thinking it's like I like the what was the one with what was the one? Who was the name of the woman in it before who was like super hot, then started directing stuff? Hang on a second. Let me look at Hunger Games cast. Hunger Games cast. Like, not Jennifer Lawrence, not Josh Hader, Woody Harrelson, Elizabeth Banks. Right? I thought she did a really good job with this role. Right? Doing that, whatever that thing was. Right? I thought she did. Gave a layered and made a layered and interesting character.
Welcome, Panem, to the glorious reaping of District 12.
The fundamental problem with the prequel is, it ends in tragedy.
Twice the number of tributes. Twice the glory.
I wouldn't mind saying, was it the Woody Harrelson character when he was like, "Hey Mitch," I can't remember, right? But yeah, that's all. But like going back hundreds of years, not really.
It's time for the second quarter quell.
Hey, this is good. It's building up tension nicely. So how many years before the original Hunger Games is this? They are so ignoring that last one, aren't they? Yeah, now it's kind of a novelty to have a male lead.
I think these games are going to be different.
Yeah, again, you should make this for streaming, right? You should make it for streaming. One sec. So, how many was it? I'll ask Grok. We'll ask Grok. We'll go. How many years before Hunger Games is the new movie? What's it called again? Hunger Games. Sunrise on the Reaping. Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. It gives me a bit of a potted history. Searching web, 19 results. 24 years. Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping is a prequel set during the 50th Hunger Games, the second quarter quell, which occurs 24 years before the 74th Hunger of the original. Okay, so it's got to move into having Hemic, whatever it is, and the franchise in the franchise it follows Songbirds and Snakes, the 10th Hunger Games, 64 years before they were. Yeah, they moved away from the Rachel Zegler one, like really bloody quickly, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. Right, I do not blame them at all. Why wouldn't you? Yeah, should we do the Game of Thrones stuff? Let's have a look at Game of Thrones stuff. Because look, I like House of the Dragon, but when was the last season on? It was really, and that last season dragged a bit. So let me have a look. House of the Dragon episode guide. House of the Dragon episode guide. Doink. Yeah, it's what episodes. The first one, the first season was 2022, and people were just amazed that it was quite good, right? Then 2024, I think 2 years between them is too long, right? I honestly do. I think 2 years between it. I think, yeah, on a lot of these things. I like how a mostly white girl is okay for an interracial couple. Hunger Games, so good you won't remember the titles. It's so true, right? It's so true. So, Seven Kings out yet? That actually looked good. I haven't seen the trailer for it. Let's have a look. See if I can find the trailer. HBO has two major Game of Thrones announcements. House of the Dragon has been renewed for season 4, which I believe finishes the story. You know, I think they was meant it's envisioned as a 4-season show, right? And Night of the Seven Kingdoms has been renewed for season 2, even before it airs. Okay. Both updates come from Casey Boy's chairman, CEO, HBO Max. Man, they should have just got a whole new production team, like put new showrunners in for season 5 of Game of Thrones, right? And let it run minimally 10 seasons. They would have been so much better shape, right? House of Dragon is getting a full season ahead of season 3 premiere this summer. It will be next summer. This summer, it's 26. Season 4 is the targeting a 2028 release date. Showrunner Ryan Condell says the series would run for 4 seasons, but HBO didn't mention the end date. According to Deadline sources, Godot is still writing season 4, and the final endpoint could shift once the season. Okay, that's fair enough. I like them keeping it fluid, right? House of Dragons follows Targaryen, blah, 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 Civil War. Night of the Seven Kingdoms season 2. Here, let's grab that trailer. Here, now I've got to look it up. Fine, 1 second. Game of Thrones. Let's see if we find that trailer. Oh, it came out a month ago. I didn't even know. Here we go. Let's download it. And look, I understand what wanted to make something good out of this $1 billion franchise they have.
I was squire to Sir Ireland of Pennytree since I was a boy. They charged me to be a good knight.
So what, this is how many years it said? 100 years before Game of Thrones. So this before or after House of the Dragon?
They charged me to be a good knight, to defend the weak and the innocent, and I swore that I would.
Are you Baelor Targaryen?
No.
Then would you move the fuck out of the way?
Yeah, sorry.
What's your name?
Sir Duncan the Tall.
Never heard of him.
Do you know every knight in the Seven Kingdoms, then?
The good ones. If you could bring me to Ashford, I could squire for you, sir.
Rob me, and I'll hunt you down with dogs.
You don't have dogs!
I'll get some.
Where?
Oh!
again, this isn't really grabbing, but I'm certainly going to give the first episode a go.
Boys, stop gaping. See to my horse.
I'm not a stable boy, my lord.
Not clever enough.
I know I'm just a hedge knight, but sometimes I think there could be more.
Why do you treat these royal lapdogs like they're your betters?
They are my betters. These men have a name. Trading.
It's definitely a universe they want to explore more, right? There's a lot they could do with it.
Chance do I have?
I have no chance.
Falling star brings luck to those who see it.
I'm always worried about, like, you know, having a kid in the narrative. Like, you know, it could easily end up being Wesley Crusher.
So the luck is ours alone?
I think this is before House of the Dragon.
I need to fight honorably. But sometimes I think I buried my courage alongside the old man.
And honestly, what I think might make Game of Thrones really work well is how you didn't have truly good characters mostly, right? Everybody was somewhat morally ambiguous, and I think that works very well with House of the Dragon.
Within every man, there are many men. So be brave. Be just. Be tall.
Alright, so it's coming out in about a couple months. By the way, you're all freezing in England. We're having a heat wave here in Israel right now. What did you say? What's it? One second. Does a Night of the Seven Kingdoms take place before House of the Dragon? Let's find out. Yes, it's a collective name for the three Duck and Egg novellas: the Hedge Knight, the Sword Knight, and the Mystery Knight. Takes place before House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon, season 1 and upcoming seasons, roughly 172 BC to 131 BC, before the Dance of the Dragon Civil War and aftermath. That's okay. And this, the upcoming one, so it's about, 90 years? Was it? A Knight Seven Kingdoms, the Hedge Knight begins after the conquest, about 90 years after the Dance of the Dragons ends. What? So you have House of the Dragon, 90-year gap, Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, another 80-year gap, Game of Thrones. Okay. So short answer, A Knight of the Kingdom is set almost a century after House of the Dragon. Okay. Look, to me, I will definitely be watching it, right? But again, I think they're doing well with it. But it's such a shame. I think they're doing well with the franchise, but it's such a shame. You know, everything's about trying to recreate that franchise. You know, like trying to damage control, right? It's such a crushing shame. So there you go. Marvel Comic Invasion game goes full woke and goes bye-bye, probably. Nobody's interested in that. What else we got here? Apple TV adapts William Gibson Neuromancer. Can Cyberpunk Classic finally work on screen? I think Apple TV has a good chance of pulling this off, right? I really don't like Foundation. I mean, I tried to watch it, but there's so many good things about it, right? I really don't like. I kept falling asleep during it, right? I never finished watching season 2 or season 3, right? I find the main character, was it the Gal Dawn, the woman, right? The stunning brave black girl who's the key to everything, just like nails on a bloody chalkboard. Genuinely, like, it's so bad, right? But there's a lot of it that looks good, right? So I think treated properly, like not made in the age of woke, it could be good. So wait, let's see if we give it any upgrade to paid. No, I don't want to upgrade to paid. As they face a challenge as has defeated Hollywood for 40 years, how to translate Gibson's elusive prose and abstract concepts into storytelling that works for audiences unfamiliar with the material. What is there a book on tape with it? I wonder who reads that. All right, let's look at Audible. Right, Amazon has committed heavily to science fiction programming. The service launched For All Mankind, which I really couldn't get into, an alternate history space race drama. It's now in its full season. I'd rather rewatch Battlestar Galactica. Really, genuinely, really, what do it? Foundation based on Asimov's novels, premiered in 2021, been renewed to Thursday. Silo's excellent. Silo is really, genuinely fantastic. I really like Silo, right? I really like Silo. I'm looking forward to rewatching it when the third season comes out, right? Now, all these things are really, I mean, especially, what's the name? Foundation. These are really good, classy productions, but just, I really think that Foundation got skewed by being made in the age of woke, right? Severance was really good for one season, and then it kind of just fell away. Foundation, the best comparison piece to Neuromancer, as it demonstrates both Apple's ambition and willingness to diverge from the source material. Asimov's novel are philosophical exploration of psychohistory and societal collapse told through centuries of history. The show condenses the timeline as action scenes and creates character arcs that don't exist in the books. And again, Gal Dornick is just nails the bloody chalkboard. That thing works as a television, but bears little resemblance to Asimov's original novels. Fans of novels are divided. Some appreciate the visual spectacle. That's what it's got. Foundation has a wonderful visual spectacle, right? Neuromancer presents different adaptation channels. Gilliam's novel follows Case, a washed-up console cowboy hacker hired by mysterious Armitage to pull off an impossible heist in cyberspace. Well, that sounds interesting already. Case teams up with Molly Minions, a street samurai with retractable blade implants and mirrored eyes. Okay, that's all achievable, right? To breach the security of the Tesla Ash, whatever, blah, 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 wealthy family. The job is orchestrated by, honestly, I really like, what's that one on Netflix that was really good for a season, and then they changed it to Anthony Mackie for the second season. Oh, what was the name of that show? Right, and it really crushed me because I love that. I love that first season of it. Anthony Mackie, second season, Netflix, sci-fi. Let's see if it tells me what it is. Altered Carbon, right? I love that first season. And then the second season just wasn't that good, sadly, right? It really was sad it wasn't that good. But it was relatively straightforward. What was it? So, family. The job is orchestrated by an artificial intelligence seeking to merge with the twin Neuromancer, its twin Neuromancer, to achieve consciousness. The plot is relatively straightforward. The prose is not. Gibson writes in a fragmented, impressionistic style that evokes the sensory overload of information density. Okay, I mean, like, it's okay. Calm down there, John. Arrow's writing about it. Christopher Nolan has explained how he cracked the mythology elements in the Odyssey. I'm not really going. Brendan Fraser's describes new Mummy film as the one I always wanted to make. I think it's weird. Brendan Fraser's making a new Mummy movie, right? It's like he doesn't look the same anymore, right? He doesn't look the same. Now, an interview with the Associated Press, Fraser compares his part in the new reboot and shared exciting news about it. I want to make the one I want to make was never made. The third one was a model of, how can I say this, to an AP reporter. NBC had the rights to broadcast the Olympics that year, so they put two together, and we went to China, working in Shanghai, and it was an incredible experience. I'm proud of the third because I think it's a standalone movie. They didn't have, what's the name, Rachel Weisz in it, which I think really hurt it. We picked up and we did what we did with a different crew, and the deck gave it best shot. But the one I want to make is forthcoming. I've been waiting 20 years for this call. Sometimes, is it the same universe then, or a reboot? Sometimes it was loud, sometimes it was a faint telegraph. Now it's time to give the fans what they want. One of the things he aims for to deliver is fun, right? That first movie was a lot of fun. I have to say, I kind of like most of them. Back in 2022, when he discussed the fate of Tom Cruise's 2017 Mummy film, because it wasn't very good, right? I didn't watch it because it didn't look very good. But I just think it's weird going back to it now. So Paramount scraps R-rated Teenage Mutant Ninja, the last Ronin film adaptation in favor of family-friendly. Well, that just makes sense. I'm sorry. That does just make sense. Unless you're going to do that on a smaller budget, right? But anime versus Hollywood, the last refuge of human creativity. They're saying like next year, the big trend is going to be homemade AI anime. So, okay. Stargate SG-1 episode shares more detail. I'm really not interested. I wasn't interested in the original one. So, yeah, this is a big story, right? This is a very big story. Well, Star Wars Rebels writer admits he had to put up with some pro-social aspect that goes underneath the plot. Leave me alone. Anything here that I'm vaguely interested in? Not really. Then we'll look at some Doctor Who stuff. Where are we up to? This is the big news, right? This is big news, I think. Fuck off. I am not paying to upgrade. You know what? Here. Alex Kurtzman. News. I bet I can find it somewhere else. Honestly, do you think they're airing Starfleet Academy as a reason to ditch the to ditch the Kurtzman trek? March 5th, 2023 will be a very sad day for Star Trek fans. Why? Why will it be very sad? Because because Jonathan Frakes is directing one episode of Starfleet Academy. Executive Alex Kurtzman and Noga Landu, Star Trek Starfleet 2-episode premiere set for. Oh god, I'm so not looking forward to that. Frakes is directing the penultimate of episode 1 and will be, because it's the 10 episodes. The title Frakes episode is has not been revealed, but it'll be the first half of a Star Trek Starfleet Academy season 1 2-part finale. Okay, finale. Frakes revealed in Star Trek. I mean, look how shit this looks, right? So it's the last episode directed. Oh, fine, who cares? Honestly, who gives a shit? Really? Goes boldly on count. Now you see me. Starfleet Academy. Oh, God, please don't. Alex Kurtzman clarifies his involvement in the upcoming theatrical film and tells us why Section 31 was a Paramount Plus movie. Because it was shit! Made by contractual demand. Okay, I can't find any mention of him actually being out. Which would be fantastic if he was. What we got? The indie golden age, why small creators are winning in the era of corporate collapse. Well, you can make big movies much cheaper now, essentially. Marty Supreme star Timothy Chalamet. By the way, he got reamed for saying that he wanted to have kids, and he felt sad for people who didn't. Like, yeah, these mad, bitter old feminists. No, it's good to have children, right? It's good to have children. Culture is downstream from power, why politics no longer shapes art. Thank God. Here's a look at some 2025 films that might actually look into it. I thought 2025 has been a good year for movies. Frankly, Jimmy Olsen TV series heads to HBO Max. Don't hold your breath, mate. Don't hold your breath. Really? Doink. Let's see what they think are interesting movies. The Glass Worker. I have no idea. Anything I've heard of. Frankenstein was pretty good. Yeah, Altered. I don't know. Honestly, I found 2027 here. 2025 movies. I found 2025 to be a good year for movies. All right. We had Mission Impossible. The only problem with it, the stakes were too high. War of the Worlds was awful. Here, popular movies. Predator Killers, that was good. Naked Gun was good. Yeah, Captain America. Captain Black Lives Matter, not so good. So, but we got 1, 2, 3. No, 3. I'm counting Superman as a fun movie because I enjoyed it. 3, 4, 5. Fantastic Four was a good movie. Pedro Pascal was the only downside of it, frankly. I thought the other Predator movies 5, 6. Hustle else I got to watch. I still got an Apple TV subscription. Thunderbolts was not a good movie. I'm sorry. Electric State, I think I only got about 5 minutes into, if that. Gunslingers. Maybe it was. I mean, they had got 4 or 5 good movies this year. Yeah, we'll do. Let's say top. It's exactly the same thing, right? Exactly the same thing. Look, again, I think we had a few good tempo movies. That was what it was. We had Mission Impossible, Superman, Fantastic Four. Frankenstein, I thought was good. I like the Predator movie a lot, right? I genuinely like that Predator movie a lot. But yeah, we had a lot here. Let's see what we've got coming up next year. Okay, most anticipated movies of 2026. Continue. No. Greenland 2 Migration. Lionsgate Australia Greenland 2 Migration. I've never heard of it. I didn't see 28 Years Later, but maybe I'll get to watch it. The Rip teaser trailer. I've never heard of it, and none of these like, oh, I got to check that out. Oh, in fact, so we're going month by month. Well, the early months you're not going to get anything good, are you? Wuthering Heights, no. Was it Scream 47? What's this? The Bride. A new Frankenstein film coming to life. Who's a Christian Bale, Jesse Buckler. Directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. Well, that's interesting. What's this? Reminders of Him. The Breadwinner. Okay. These may be good. I'm just like whizzing through them, right? Ready or Not 2, so not interested, right? So Michael, who's starring as Michael Jackson? Well, it's really, again, I'm never a Michael Jackson fan. Devil Wear Prada 2, stop the bloody sequels, right? Mortal Kombat, listen, Cole Urban, that is God. He keeps doing cool movies, right? He keeps doing cool movies, and I'd love to see him do more Dread. Manon Grogu, I think that's what to look forward to. Honestly, I've enjoyed all the other ones, especially when they're re-edited by that fan, like Brock Peters, I think. I can't remember his name. Master of the Universe. I don't know. Look, that might be good. I don't know what that was going to be. I think it might be good. Not interested in Toy Story 5 at all. Supergirl, I'm somewhat interested in because I liked Superman, right? That's really, I liked her thing in it. Honestly, I think Christopher Nolan's movies always are worth a watch. Spider-Man Brand New Day, yeah, I will watch that as well. We got here Thread and Insidious Tale, Paw Patrol. None of these things are Clayface. Oh, I bet that's going to be quite good as well, right? I've actually got quite good high hopes of that. Honestly, I'm not seeing any movies as achingly awful as the movies we saw in 2025, like the Thunderbolts, Violent Night 2. My favorite bad Santa Claus movie is Fat Man. Right, I really like with Mel Gibson's Santa Claus. Is Dune coming out next year? Are they even shooting it? Avengers Doomsday. I'm like, I'm sorry. You got to go a long way to make me care about it. I just don't. Doom aside, look, I've loved all the other Doomers. I think maybe we might have good stuff coming. She cried. Anything over here? I'm bleeding cool. Latest on TV. CBS is. I know. Cannibal. Oh, holy crap! They're going to do a sequel. If you've not seen Brian Fuller's Hannibal, it is brilliant, right? Brian Fuller's work, generally speaking, is brilliant, right? I absolutely. Brian, we'll just do a Hannibal trailer. Right? It's a really good show, right? It's a really genuinely good show. Is it on Netflix now? Oh, this is from 5 years ago. But yeah, I genuinely enjoyed Hannah. Is it downloading? Come on, you can do it. There he comes. Doink. I love Mads Mikkelsen as Hannibal. A really interesting take on him. It's really worth watching. If you haven't seen it, it's really genuinely worth watching.
Chesapeake Ripper kills in sounders of 3. I use the term sounders because it refers to a small group of pigs. That's how he sees his victims.
Yeah, but more interesting is when they're dealing with the non-Hannibal Lecter stuff, right? There's one where they found like a silo full of murdered people, and they were used by skin color to make a picture, right, of a human eye or something. It was really creepy. There's a lot of really creepy
Not
stuff.
as people, not as prey. Pigs.
Mr. Graham, Special Agent Jack Crawford, I head the Behavioral Science Unit. I need you to help me with a psychological profile.
I need therapy. What you need is a way out of dark places when Jack sends you there. I imagine what you see and learn touches everything else in your mind. It's pure empathy. You can assume your point of view, or mine, and maybe some other points of view that scare him.
And so I love Mads Mikkelsen in the role as well.
You catch these killers by getting into their heads. But you also allow them into your own. Because you are unique. If you followed the urges you kept down for so long, you would have become someone other than yourself.
This is reasonably dull. I have to say, it's not a good trailer. Let's finish the end.
You hook 'em. I'll land 'em.
As an avid fan, I wanted to tell you, I am delighted that you have taken an interest in me.
I found a pattern, and now I'm going to reconstruct his thinking.
I have begun to question your actions. You are dangerous.
Yeah, Gillian Anderson's great in this as well.
I am awake, and this is real.
Your personality disorders, all forgeries.
I discovered a truth about myself.
That doing bad things to bad people makes you feel good.
You said you would cover him.
Is it honestly better than the Anthony Hopkins Hannibal Lecter?
You could see he was breaking.
I told you not to put him out there!
We are as close as we are ever going to get to catching this man.
God forbid we become friendly.
I don't find you that interesting.
You will.
Yeah, Brian Fuller's work, generally speaking, is impeccable. So wait, they're doing another series because they didn't get up to Silence of the Lambs, right? The last season, I believe, was Red Dragon. Broad, but it was a kind of fan fiction. It was a riff on Silence of the Lambs. When it comes to fan bases that continue to keep faith, Brian Fuller's Mads Mikkelsen and Hugh Darcy's Hannibal deserve their flowers. Yeah, I didn't know anyone was holding out for hope for anymore. The cast ready to join him for a return. Fuller mentioned in the past that he has his sights on the best-selling author Thomas Harris' Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, so I guess that would introduce what's the name? Starling. I can't remember Jodie Foster's character. Right, famously adapted 91's Jodie Foster, Anthony Hopkins. Starring films going to win big at the Academy Awards. Speaking at the bloody disgusting horror queers podcast, while the one on the promotional run for his new film Dust Bunny, Fuller discussed how securing the rights is still in flux. I know that Alex Kurtzman blocked his version of it at some time. Oh God, Alex Kurtzman! Like, why? Why have we blighted with you, Alex? What makes the whole thing a little trickier is that Thompson Harris is in the process of getting the rights, but Amazon MGM will have to stay. Will have a say on rights matters. Adding to the complications was passing the series producer Martha De Laurentiis in 2021. That said, Fuller still has Mikkelsen, Dancy, Lawrence Fishburne, Katie Isabel, Caroline Danvers, Lara Jean Rosky, Abraham Lambert, and Scott Thompson. And, I mean, yeah, I can see why they would all want to continue with it. It's a really beautiful series, right? It's a really interesting, introspective, horrific, and beautiful series all at the same time. I do like Brian Fuller's work. In fact, we'll look at the trailer for Dust Bunny after this because I had no idea about it. See if it can get my interest. It will. All right. There we up to. Everybody wants to return. I understand. It was a creative triumph, right? The rights issues going on. I do think it's amazing that they would go back to it. My dream project is a limited series of Land with Mags and Zendaya as Clara Starling. Well, I guess she'll be better than Sydney Sweeney. I'll find her a bit distracting to Starling. Zendaya's actually not bad casting for it, I have to say. She's really not bad casting for it. Brendan casting idea, we're already fully supporting seeing Mikkels and Zendaya in those one-on-ones that would be intense. I just never see Zendaya being that strong an actress, honestly. I haven't seen her in enough stuff, right? I don't know. I talked about a little bit about doing a... Okay, fine. So you say it might happen, right? It might happen. Is this trailer any better? Yeah, let me see if I can download it. Doink. Yeah, viewer discretion advised. It means it's probably better. So that last trailer did not do that show justice at all.
It looks like the Ripper. Where's Will Graham?
Honestly, I think Lawrence Fishburne's pretty good. He exudes, a power and everything's in.
Mr. Graham, Special Agent Jack Crawford.
Yeah, so essentially, he's brought in as a psychological profiler, and he gets involved with Hannibal Lecter, who works him through him completely insane.
Can I borrow your imagination?
You FBI?
At the same time, it's a network show, which is really kind of weird. It's one of the last kind of network shows.
Special investigator.
He catches insane men because he can think like them.
He can enter the mind of a killer in a way that no one ever has.
You're quite the topic of conversation in the psychiatric circles, Mr. Graham.
Am I?
I read this came out roughly the same time as the first season of True Detective, but I thought it was very good.
Rips their organs right out of their bodies.
She was mounted like hooks.
Are you okay?
Where's your head? Will Graham deals with huge amounts of fear.
It's the price of imagination.
I need him out there.
Don't let him get too close.
I'm recommending a psych eval.
Yeah, not let me download it.
There's only one person on our list. Dr. Hannibal Lecter.
I mean, again, and the horror in it is beautiful to watch. And of course, Matt Mikkelsen, the only person I think who could take on the mantle of Avon.
See Dr. Lecter.
An interesting place to start. Tell me about the Ripper.
I don't know this kind of psychopath.
You know something about him.
Could you use a fresh pair of eyes? The devil is in the details.
FBI!
Help me understand how to catch him.
This Ripper, you have him getting to know him. I think
The other thing was good about it, the seasons weren't that long.
I can help Goodwill see his face.
I can't believe this was a network show. Now look at that. This, really interesting, creepy imagery like that.
I think we'll discover you and I have a great deal in common.
I don't find you that interesting.
You will.
Honestly, I really thought, okay, let me look on the Twitch chat, see if I can find the Dust Bunny trailer. I found it on YouTube, but it's not letting me download it. Dust Bunny trailer. There. Here we go. Is it downloading? It's fine. I know nothing about this movie. Absolutely nothing. Let's see what it has to say for itself. I kind of like this format of the Saturday show. Just a wander through what's going on in the world of genre. Oh, what was that? She's shooting shoes. So Mads Mikkelsen. Again, Brian Fuller's work is so. I really wish we got his Star Trek. It's so visually vibrant.
What did you see?
A monster. Under my bed.
What do your parents think about monsters? Do they believe in them?
Did you know? Is that enough to kill a monster?
What makes you think I kill monsters?
You seem like you killed all it thinks.
You believe in monsters?
Again, I want to go to cinema to see this because I'm not good at horror movies. I get too scared. American Horror Story, I had to stop watching because it was the first season because it was just freaking me out too much. In fact, there was a bit where they had the guy in the bondage outfit, like who was a ghost, I think, walking in the background. And it was like creepy. I was watching it downstairs when it was like raining and dark out, like in my basement. Some of the power went out. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm so scared. So I literally stopped watching it at that point.
You're a monster. She believe in you.
A monster didn't need your parents. Those were men that came to kill me.
This looks awesome. I'm sorry. This looks really good.
Why would a monster eat your family? You seen something you shouldn't have seen?
I know it's real.
You think you know?
You think you know.
One thing I like about it, it doesn't look like that expensive. It probably is, but it looks really good.
Her being here won't stop them. They will go right through her. You seem triggered. You got the girl?
I got the girl.
This looks crazy. This looks like kind of like a psychedelic Leon. Oh, that looks good. I'm sorry, that does look good. I will be checking that out. Right, I will be certainly checking that out. There we go. Share screen. Anything else going on? So okay, he was saying he'll make it if he can. That's really nothing. Pat Oswalt on why Trump hasn't reacted to Parker because nobody gives a shit. Pat Oswalt was with Bill Maher, and Bill Maher just made him look like a fool, right? Just made him look like a fool. The Boys Voight Rising Star. Jesse Ackles has Soldier Boy nostalgia. I'm sorry. I stopped watching that whole universe with the latest season of Gen X. I'm not into the Christian hate. And why hasn't Trump reacted to South? Because he doesn't give a shit, right? He doesn't give it. And no, Trump supporters don't give a shit, right? Punisher not in Daredevil Born Again 2. I don't really care. Sabrina Carpenter's Anna's one of a personal project. Lanterns, Green Lantern series eyeing for late 2026 summer debut. I thought it was going to be earlier. Spider-Man Brand New Day will return for a bit. I don't care. Swanee Willis says a potential alien return would look different. Why would she return to Alien? Star Trek designer on Legacy and United return interest. Well, I hope it happens. Much more Legacy, right? Jumanji 3 snags Christmas 26. That's the right time for it. That's the perfect time for Jumanji to come out. Christmas 2026. Let's see what Courtney Weaver's saying. How could she return as Ripley? Really? I mean, that just seems weird. franchises. Walter Hill is trying. Has written written about 50 pages, maybe by now. He's written more about where Ripley might be now. She died at the end of Alien 3, like incinerated. Although I've never particularly wanted to go back to the series, but there's been something about her experience being sidelined now, probably by society, but by this company, by the world. But look, I like Alien Earth. I thought that was way superior, right? I like that. I'm so glad it's getting a second season. By this world, and being probably around 200 years old, but still Ripley and presumably these ideas are still out there. I'm going to see what happens with Walter's script. It would not be like what I've seen tonight, the first film. It would be it would not be running around in air shafts. It would be a different kind of story. So Alien fans will bitch about it, frankly, right? For years, she insisted Ripley should be allowed to rest, and she's been openly curious about a version of a character who is older, sidelined, and angry. But again, I guess you would have to have it be an alternate timeline to Alien 3, right? And in a moment when the Alien franchise is thriving again with new characters, the idea of a late period, very different Ripley story sitting alongside other hit stories feels exactly like possibilities. I would rather see a third Prometheus movie, frankly. Let's look at Doctor Who stuff. What do we have here? We have I can say that for tomorrow. Did we do that? No, not that interesting. Kind, no. That Who? Yeah, we'll do that, and we'll do that. Right. So, firstly, what is this? The TARDIS lands at Stonehenge for Doctor Who Day. I don't understand what are they having a model TARDIS there? I mean, this was an epic part of. I mean, this was just the end of the. I think probably the finest season of Doctor Who ever, right? Especially the modern era, right? Absolutely fantastic, right? What are we up to? BBC Studios partnered with the English Heritage special event on Doctor Who Day. BBC Studios today and by the way, tomorrow I'm almost positive we're getting a missing story back, right? So tomorrow's episode, tomorrow's stream is going to be looking for the greatest moments in Doctor Who, right? And it'll be like a ranking of them. Please speak up in the chat during that and let me know your suggestions. A show-stopping announced today a show-stopping finale to its global world fan activation. The Doctor Who's iconic TARDIS will land at UNESCO's World Heritage site Stonehenge on Doctor Who Sunday 23rd in partnership with English Heritage. What's this mean? This bold and unique. Stop telling me how fucking great it is and tell me what it is. This bold and brand new moment marks a culmination of warp around the world. An interactive digital treasure hunt hosted by UNHQ. Oh, that's why I don't know about it. Who cares? That has engaged fans worldwide through 5 digital missions to crack the codes and find clues disseminated across. I don't give a shit. Oh, God. Who cares? In partnership with English Heritage, the TARDIS will land at Stonehenge, offering fans a chance to see the Doctor's TARDIS up close. If you're at Stonehenge, I guess. In one of UK's most historic and awe-inspiring settings, that Doctor Who fans will recognise Stonehenge as a site between. Yes, I know, it was that very good episode. What's it called again? The Pandorica Opens. Doctor Who Day is about creating unforgettable experiences for fans, says Sarah Bold, head of marketing, BBC Brand Studio. Well, why did you make good Doctor Who? How about that? Why don't you start with that? Bring the Star to Stonehenge unites 2 icons of British culture in a way that celebrates imagination. Are they literally just going to have in TARDIS at Stonehenge? Is that what this is all about? We're excited about the Doctor Universe Stonehenge, blah, blah. What is it? Okay, can somebody tell me what's going on? Are they dangling a TARDIS over Stonehenge? TARDIS mark. What is this? Okay, I don't give a shit. Really, I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. That other story, I think we can go over another time. Not that one. Anything there? We could look at that, I guess. Fine, we'll look at this story. Then I'm going to wrap up. David Tennant confirmed to join Downton Abbey favorite for the third season of Time. Now, the first season with Sean Bean, freaking awesome. Absolutely awesome. The second season had nothing to do with Jimmy McGovern, as I understand, and starred Jodie Whittaker. Who gives a shit? Tennant will front the upcoming season of Jimmy McGovern's BAFTA-winning drama Time, now set in a young offenders institution. Again, is Jimmy McGovern involved, right? Let's have a look. Time episode guide. Let's see what the Wikipedia say. So, written by Jimmy McGovern, but the second season wasn't written by Jimmy McGovern, as I understand it. Right? So, first season was really good. Second season, 3 episodes long. Okay, Jim McGovern and Helen Black. But again, it's Jodie Whittaker. I'm not watching that. Where's this? So, starred Sean Bean with prisoner Mark Coburn, Stephen Graham as the conflicted prisoner of Eric McNally. It's really good. It's like real pure Jimmy McGovern. Like it's what you expect to come up with Jimmy McGovern. The second series of her. Yeah, I mean, look, with box office poison, Jodie Whittaker and Bella Ramsey. I'm like, no, not interested. So later in a young offenders interviews, explore the impact of looking up teenagers and the effects on those who look after them. See, that's more interesting. Then I'll play prison officer Bailey with Siobhan Finneran from Downton Abbey and Happy Valley. She was smart to leave Downton Abbey. She was the same as Dan Stevens. They were smart to leave it when they did. Right? Faye will reprise her role as prison chaplain Mary Louise, a constant across the previous 2 seasons. I don't remember. Okay, fine. Vigilance Not says prison chaplain Mary Louise comes to the YOI having lost her faith. When tragedy strikes within a prison, Mary Louise clashes with veteran officer Bailey, a man in the midst of his own crisis. But see, this is why I like these shows, because it really, you do see there. Somebody who's been living in crisis does indeed see it. Bailey knows more about circumstances that led to the major incident, but will come clean. Well, will he become clean before the guilt gets too much to him? Yeah, again, did Jimmy McGovern do Cracker? Let me look at his because he did something, very similar with that. Let's see what things I recognize. What have I seen? Well, Cracker was in the 90s, wasn't it? Wait. Oh, yeah, he did do Cracker, right? Which is very much like that. I mean, I very much like the whole, how the death of Christopher Eccleston character affected the other character. It was very well-rounded drama, right? So this actually sounds good. Jimmy McGovern said Sean Fenner is back, and we got a wonderful leading man, David Tennant, a brilliant. Listen, annoying little twat that he is. He's good at his job. He knows how to act. And Paul Whittington is going to be wonderful. The Use of Time, written by McGovern, and Samuel Bailey, the playwright, best known for his work with Shook. Set in a young offenders institution. Lindsay Salt, the director of BBC drama, said Jimmy McGovern, the mother, blah blah blah. It's the greatest thing ever. Everyone's going to love it. When's it going to be on? Spending 3-hour-long episodes. The third season will be available on BBC and BritBox, but when? I don't know. Listen, you got me on board for that. You do have me on board for that. Anyway, tomorrow night, if there's no other big news, we are going to be hunting for like the top 10 greatest Doctor Who moments, right? That's what I'm really going to be trawling for. Am I going to be able to go through every season? I mean, like my first great moment as I think we'll start the beginning, but my first great moment will be the scene in what's it called again? The first story, Tribal Gum, whatever you want to call it, when the doctor gets Carr to pull out his knife. That is not a good knife. No, this is a good knife, right? And the doctor's like, but this knife shows what it's done. It is the old woman's blood on it. That's what, again, that really sets up great Doctor Who character, right? Ambient, what was it? Ambience channels here. The ship of Theseus, it's not Doctor Who. It's a vehicle for a dog whistling to doable Barker predators. I don't know what any of that means, mate. I don't know. That's going to be difficult. I doubt there were many scenes from New Who, and there were none from. No, I'm not counting anything post-Capaldi, right? Nothing post-Capaldi, right? Honestly, the peace speech in Zygon Invasion, Zygon Inversion would have been good if it didn't miss the reality so massively by the bit by saying, "Oh no." Obviously, Muslim culture, which is what the Zygon culture was a stand-in for, right? That's so compatible, and you're racist not to think that. Yeah, you say that now in England? No, you don't, right? Everyone's like, right? Not sure even they're doing it so here's the David Billing, and you're so right, right? That Lover is an overbearing lefty. They're all overbearing lefties, Matthew Powder. You've got to separate the art from the artist, right? They're all overbearing. Nick Briggs, overbearing left. He's not overbearing. Actually, I don't think he's overbearing. Riker's Matt Smith's first season was a Riker's beard moment. I don't know what that means. What is a Riker's beard moment? It'll be difficult to find anything higher than Jensen the Dalek. You're probably right. I think we have a winner, right? I think we have a winner. That's probably absolutely peak Doctor Who, but we got a lot of stuff on that topic. Basically, I'm just going to go through the episode guide and say, oh yeah, this story, right here. Let me look up what is a Riker's beard moment. I want to know. Riker's beard moment is the opposite of jumping the shark. Oh, yes. Matt Smith says it was a Riker's beard moment. Yes, David Billing, I just looked up. That is I agree with you completely. Oh, man, that was a pinnacle in New Who, right? Absolute pinnacle in New Who. Fine. With that, Jade is a gentleman. What? With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to head off into the sunset. I will see you tomorrow night. I hope you will see me in a continued peaceful and positive state, right? I hope that's the way we're going to go down. Who knows what dares through? I don't know what tomorrow brings, but live in the present, baby. Live in the present. It's a really, really good advice. Fine. With that, ladies, I'm going to hit the end broadcast. I'm going to hit and say good night, good luck, and may your God